another reaction. Today we reacted to True Creepy Gas Station Horror Story Animated from Once Entertainment. That was a lot that I had to say.
I'm a 24-year-old male, and this happened to me a few years ago when I was around 21. I remember because it was shortly after my birthday in December. It was really cold outside, and there was snow on the ground, as we had just had a snowstorm pass through our area. I lived with my parents at the time, and my mom was not really a fan of driving in the snow, so she asked me if I could drive her to the gas station for her to pick up some cigarettes for her and my dad, as well as a few other items they might have needed.
I
said sure,
you see how I look up there and see how I feel?
And I grabbed my keys, then following her to the car.
I ain't finna go out there in that snow.
I remember the cold air hitting your face.
It's too cold. I like the warm,
so it had to be at least around the teens, which made the snow and whatever else was on the roads really slippery.
If it had snow.
This is important to know for later on in the story. The nearest gas station was about 5 minutes away from us, but given the conditions of the roads, it took us about 10 to get there. Once I was able to park the car, my mom got out of the car, then made her way inside the store. From where I was parked, I could see her inside the store, standing in the line that was leading up to the register. I kept the car running as it was really cold, and I just didn't want to be sitting in the car without any heat.
Exactly.
I was browsing on my phone while waiting for my mom to get done, and right around that time I had seen her finally approach the register. There was a black truck that pulled up into the parking spot right next to my car. I found this a bit unusual given that the parking lot was empty, so there was really no reason for them to park right next to the spot
right here on you.
But I kind of just chalked it up to them wanting to be as close to the entrance as they could, given how cold it was that night. No one got out of the car at first, but I didn't even notice this until I looked up to see my mom walking out of the entrance back to the car.
I've been telling her, hurry up.
I glanced over the truck's passenger side window, and I could just make out a figure sitting in the passenger seat, and they were facing in my direction. My mom opened the door, then got inside, before then asking me what I was looking at. I told her about the truck pulling up for a few minutes
just looking at snow, checking out
she
snow.
approached the register, but that nobody had gotten out. She first chalked it up to maybe they were just waiting for someone inside the store to come out. But when I mentioned seeing a figure in the passenger side of the car looking towards our direction, she then began to sense why I was so spooked out by it. She told me to just back out and get out of there.
Exactly.
We didn't need to worry about that.
Why is he still sitting there?
As soon as I put the car into reverse and then began to back up, the passenger door swung open and hit the side of my car. A tall, very built man stepped out from the car as soon as the door made contact with my car.
No, I'm a jet out.
As soon as I felt the contact,
I'm a jet out.
The man stood there before throwing his hands up at me and then staring in my direction.
I was like, it's cool, bro. It's cool. It's cool.
I didn't really know what to do, as I'd never really been in any sort of accident before. And my mom was sitting right there next to me and could see as well as I had that the door had not been opened until we had already started moving. The man slowly walked up to my window and just stood there. I cracked it very slowly, and I told the man,
bro, what you doing?
The door open.
Why don't you just back up and leave?
For a brief moment, he didn't really say anything. That is, before he simply asked, "Roll down your window a little bit more. I can barely hear you."
Oh, you can hear me just clear. I'm not rolling out nothing else.
Quiet in that area, and I
sir, I'm not dumb.
I told him that I
pretty much this dude right here, he kind of slow because he ain't left yet.
This really angered the man, and he immediately spoke in a more angered tone now. He was telling me to roll down my window yet again.
Because a smart person
I again told him no.
Would have left.
This is when things then took a turn for absolute worse. Without any warning whatsoever, the man smacked my window really hard with his hand.
Woo!
Startled, I immediately jumped back and rolled the window up.
Whatever he gonna do to you,
me, just absolutely
and if he do it to you, whatever it is, you deserve it because you haven't left.
He was still right next to my car.
Got me hurting myself and stuff.
Really hard a few more times before he then tried punching.
You's a dummy.
It was right at this point.
Why he didn't leave me?
Out of there fast. This guy was definitely gonna hurt us.
I'm frustrated.
The cashier inside the gas station heard what was going on, and he looked to be on the phone with what I could only assume.
If I was a mom, I would bring smacking.
There was absolutely no way I could wait for them. Punching in my
I keep hurting myself because if that's his name,
just totally lost
He's
it.
not backing up.
I told my mom to hold on as I put the car into reverse again and backed out of there as fast as I could.
Back time, man, back time.
Passing the guy.
I've been telling you this for the past 6 minutes
I
to
pulled
leave.
fully out of the parking spot before the man
Goodness,
got out of
man.
the car and slammed his hands right on the hood. I sat there for
I would ran him over. I don't care.
as the man looked right back at me. I turned the car wheel and sped around it
He'll
and
be
tried to
alright.
get the best that I could before booking it the hell out of there. After that, I honestly thought that was the end of it. But as we made our way
That's
down
what
the
you
road
think,
to the
bruh.
stoplight, I was able to see headlights that was fast approaching from behind our car. And once it was close enough behind us, I could then see that it was the same truck the man was in. There appeared to be 2 people inside of it.
He's about to
I
get
assumed
pissed
the man I
off.
encountered must have been the passenger, and I guess the driver was someone I hadn't noticed before.
What
I
the?
told my mom that it was them behind us, and she started to
Where
freak
the-
out and call my dad, then letting him know what
Where
was
he
going
come
on.
from?
We were still probably about 10
I mean,
minutes
it was
away
just
from
a
our
tall
house,
dude.
given the road
But where that dude come
conditions.
from? Was
I
he
knew
just
there
low
was
down
no
the
way
seat
that
like
he could
this?
get us back to our house
Just
in that
hiding?
time before these guys tried to ram us off the road, or whatever else they had planned for us.
Oh, they gonna do more than ramming you off the road.
Back towards our house.
Trust and
he would
believe
try and
that.
meet us
So y'all-
halfway in his truck.
You better not make no
She
kind
told me
of
this,
sharp
and I agreed
turn.
that this had to be our best
Cause
option.
you
Given
mess
the
around
fact that we
slipping
turn around
and
and
run
head
to a
back
tree or
gas
something.
station, still not
They-
knowing
they-
if the police
they gonna get y'all.
or not. So once the light turned green, I punched on the gas and sped off.
Should have been
I'm gonna
that.
be completely
Don't care if the
honest.
lights red.
I really wasn't being that cautious of the road at this point, as there really weren't
You
any
should have been
cars
like
at this
that.
point of the night. There were a few times where the car slid from the ice on the road, and I knew that it would only take one turn of the wheel to lose control. But I
Exactly.
wasn't going to slow
I
down
just said
and let
that,
these
didn't I?
guys catch up to us. After about a few minutes of driving, we were able to see headlights right in front of us on the other side of the road. I was thinking that it had to be my father, and as we got a little closer, we were able to make out
That
his
would have
truck
been messed
beyond
up
the
if that
lights.
wasn't his dad and it
Very
wasn't his partners.
surprisingly, the truck was
Oh,
still behind us, still keeping pace with me given the road conditions. I could see my father cut across a midsection of the roads and then stop shortly
well,
at the side of the road.
daddy, get shotgun
I
daddy.
started to slow down
They
right
got
as we
shotgun,
approached
daddy.
them, then
We got
pulled
trouble.
off to the side of the road. The truck still following me. As I came to a stop, the same man from before that was in the passenger seat hopped out of the car, then started making his way to our car.
I'm Punky. Raising 3 kids alone isn't easy.
If one more
Just
ad.
work right now.
It's good to see you, Punky. The driver
Sorry
opened the
about
door,
that.
but before
My
they
ad
stepped
popped
out,
up.
both of the men stopped dead in their tracks at the sound of my father's voice.
That's
I
right. He got
suggest that
the.
both of you hop back in that car
That's
and drive
right.
right on out of here before
He
I'm
got
gonna
the
pull over
scrap.
both of you. I could see my dad walking out into the light, radiating from both his.
I would
and my
have been talking
headlights.
pure trash.
He had his 9
I'm like, yeah, don't back
pistol
up now.
pulled and aimed
Yeah,
right
don't
at
back
the
up
man's
now.
head as he stood right next to
Yeah.
my car.
Yeah, talk
I
that
pretty
trash,
much
punch,
just
punch,
watched as
like he
both
was
of them
doing earlier.
just stood there for a brief moment as my dad slowly inched his way towards them. The man then very slowly backed away towards his truck before
Don't
then
back away
speaking to
now,
what I
bruh.
assumed was my
Don't
father.
back away now, bruh.
You're really lucky you got here when you did. The man laughed and jumped back into his truck before it quickly backed out
Why
and
his
drove
teeth
off
like
in the
that?
other
With a
direction.
sharp look like
My dad
if
pulled
he
him
bites
up
you, he
and
gonna
down and
bite
asked
a
me
chunk
on
of
and
your
off if we
skin
were okay.
off.
I remember telling him that other than being scared shitless, I think we were fine. Shortly afterwards, my dad followed us back home just to make sure no one else followed us. I really have no idea what those men's intentions were or why the man acted
To
the way
jack
he
you
did.
up.
All I know is that if I hadn't reacted how I did to get my mom and I out of there, I just
That was
really
that
couldn't
man's
think what
intention.
those men
To
would have
jack
done to
you and
us.
your mama up. Duh. I don't get in scary stories where I was, I don't know what their intention was. Pretty much to jack you up. That's pretty much what their intention was. So, duh. Why you asking stupid questions?
When I was in junior high,
And first
a girl
off,
named Sandra.
why you didn't leave when the dude got out the car and started acting crazy? You just sitting there. Ain't no way. I would have ran his tail over. he been eating my car. I would tow him up, boy. So the next time, Retro Fam, I'm all peace, love, and all that good stuff that goes with it. And y'all be safe and subscribe to my channel. I try to post every week. I want to try to be this long, but them daggone ads. Sorry about that. I am on.